There we go. How we sound? How the mic sound? Mic sound nice? There it is. That's all you got to say. Oh, no sound, God. Okay. I'm in the house. And good. I'm glad y'all caught me in a reasonable amount of time. We in the house. Okay, we live. Okay, we live. Okay. Good, 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 good. Okay, we talking about today, we talking about Midian. We talking about Midian. Who is Midian? I know a lot of people say, man, who is these people? Said Midian was a very powerful nation in the Bible. Uh, and I could tell you a couple of things. The wife of Moses was from Midian. Okay, and in the Bible clearly acknowledges Midian, the Midianites, to be Ethiopian people. Okay, clearly Ethiopia, and it uses the terminology clearly that they're Ethiopian people. Matter of fact, let me go and get in here right now. I don't want to hesitate. I don't want to hesitate. I want to go on. The hammer is already cocked. Y'all already know. Get on over there to Patreon. The link right there at the top of the chat. I got over 600 exclusive live streams. You know what it is. Get on over there and get that work, family. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me get right on to it. I ain't gonna hesitate. I know exactly where it's at. Know exactly where it's at. Come on now. Okay. There, go right there. Y'all see that? Y'all see all them slides? That make a whole college of PhDs go insane. They wouldn't know what the hell to do. All right. I'm gonna have to take that Patreon out for a second. Let me take that on out so we can see clearly everything we need to see. Okay, we're gonna take that out right now. Okay. Okay, cool. There we go. So this well, Exodus chapter 3. You got verse 16, you got verse 21. And it says, now the priest of Midian, who is that priest? That's Jethro. Now, what is this talking about? See, Moses, first and foremost, Moses lived. Let me get myself in there so y'all can see me. Moses lived in Egypt for 40 years. And then he fled into the land of Midian. Okay, then he fled into the land of Midian, and he stayed there for 40 years. And so for 80 years of his life, Moses lived amongst the Egyptians, and he lived amongst the Ethiopians, the Midianites. And I'm going to tell you something about Moses. Moses is wicked because Moses exterminated this nation. Not no tribe, a nation. When the so-called Israelites was leaving Egypt and they were getting ready to enter into Canaan, Moses never went into Canaan, but he exterminated the nation of his wife and his children, which is very wicked. Everywhere he went, he set a precedence for himself in Egypt and in Midian. All the nations that gave his ass refuge, he ends up turning his back. That's the Israelites. That's the Hebrews. You understand? They ain't nothing but double crossers. That's all they is. Gave them land, gave them food, gave them refuge, and then as soon as they could, they'll rob you, put a knife in your back. So here, Exodus 3, it says, now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. Now, right there, when you start seeing them numbers, you already know you're talking about, Orion. You feel what I'm saying? You already know the 7. So you already know some astrological, cosmological knowledge is at play. I'm not going to deal with that right now. But you already, and they came and drew water. Huh? Who was the water bearer? Okay, well, we're going to find out. And fill the throws to water their father's flock. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, Jethro, who was a priest. And matter of fact, he's the second man in the Bible to be acknowledged as a priest. The Ethiopian Jethro, who was the first? Melchizedek. So the first two priests to be mentioned in the Bible, Melchizedek, well, you might as well say Jebusite. He was the king of Jerusalem, Salem. And then you had Jethro, who was the high priest of Midian, the Ethiopian land of Midian, which is at the top. Matter of fact, let me show y'all where Midian is at before I keep going. Let me show you it so you can get this, a visual. You get a visual in your eyes. You see right there on the side of Sinai, right there, you see the Sinai mountain down there, and then you say Midian. So Midian is northwest. It would be the northwest Arabia. It wasn't no Arabia, but these were the original Ethiopians that was all throughout that, that land mass. Okay, all throughout that land mass. Let me get back up here. I don't know why I don't have the oh, there it go right there. Okay. There you go right there. Let me get back up here. Here we go. Okay, and Miriam, which was Moses' daughter, and Aaron spake against Moses. They spoke against him because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. Okay, so that right there show you that the Midianites are Ethiopian. And Miriam, his old jealous sister, jealous of the Ethiopian. And God cursed her ass too, gave her ass leprosy. Nah, I kind of laughed at that because God is sure enough, he's a sexist. You know what I'm saying? Because both Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses' wife, but he only gave Miriam leprosy. I say, well, damn, why he ain't give Aaron leprosy? He gave Miriam leprosy, and God had to plead for Miriam. He had to plead for her. Let me bring this one down, but God cursed her ass for speaking against the wife of Moses. Okay, where let me get back up here so I can get my bearing. So this is what now let me show you where Midian, the Midianites, are the children of Abraham. He was one of the sons of Abraham. They don't want to talk about him. Because that's gonna change. That's gonna change things. Oh, it's way up here. People don't want to talk about that. That's gonna change things. Oh, okay. Here we go. Right here. Now, you see 1 Chronicles 1:32, 3:33, the sons of Keturah. Now, after, Abraham's first wife was his wife from his own people. I think her name was Sarah, who was, none of them Hebrew women could even give birth. God had to come in and, throw a spell on their ass. All of them was barren. None of them had no damn children. And so both of them was damn near 100 years old when they had, she couldn't even have no child at first. So his first son, Ishmael, was by a concubine, but he married Hagar. So, he married her. She was a secondary wife to him. But he had his son Ishmael by Hagar, the Egyptian woman. Okay. And then he had a son by Keturah. who was obviously, she was a Canaanite or Ethiopian. I don't, she couldn't have been a Midianite, but she probably was a Canaanite of that lineage. But she was Hermetic, meaning she was African. She was not of his own blood, his own people, or let's just say his own ethnic background. We'll say that because they all was black. Wasn't no Europeans over there at that time. But these are some off-brand niggas, that's from the outside of Africa, jealous of Africa and looking to conquer, looking a lot what's going on right now, back and forth and jealousy and shit on, and so you see here the sons of Keturah, Abraham's concubine, she bore Zimran, Joshan, Medan, and Midian. Midian. So you see right there, this is where you get the Midianites from. And you go down Exodus 8:18, verse 1, you see Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people. And you see right there, the priest of Midian, and that's the second time in the Bible outside of Melchizedek where it was acknowledged that a man was a priest. So the priesthood started amongst the Africans, the Hermetic people. That's a fact. I want y'all to listen to me now. And so this is where he, this is where he, whose daughter he marries. He marries Zipporah, which was right here. This was the Zipporah was the daughter of Jethro. Okay, so and down again, Numbers chapter 12, verse 1, you see, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. So the Midianites again were African people. They were Ethiopian, to be exact. Now, what's so mind blowing that the Midianites and the Ishmaelites, who were of Egyptian origin, looked so much alike that they became synonymous. You could say the saying Midianite is just like saying Ishmaelite. You see, so they were, their names were interchangeable, and I'm gonna show you that. So they show you that the Ethiopians look just like the Egyptians, and the Egyptians look just like the Ethiopians. I'm gonna get that for you. I think it's right here. Let me get in here. And you can see right there, wait a minute, just to show you right there, this Genesis 21:21 said, this is talking about Ishmael. He lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Egypt. So his mother was Egyptian, and his wife was Egyptian. And so the Ishmaelites are 75% Egyptian. 75. His Hagar was Egyptian, the mother of Ishmael, and his wife was Egyptian. So the Ishmaelites was 75% Egyptian, black. Let's drop this in here. So when you talk about, wait a minute, I want to show you where it speak about the I had it right there too. I had it right there. I'm gonna get to it. Here, right here, Genesis 37:28. Now you see right there where it says, then Midianite traders passed by, and they drew Joseph up and lifted him out of the pit. You see right here how they changed it to Ishmaelites and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver. So that show you right there. We have already identified the Midianites as Ethiopians. We have identified that. We have also identified that the Ishmaelites were 75% Egyptian, you see. And so they looked so much alike, not only in their phenotype, but also in their trade, that they became synonymous with one another. That's how you know that the Egyptians look just like the Ethiopians, and the Ethiopians look just like the Egyptians. You feel what I'm saying? So so when you get down and understand, and do you understand that Moses wiped out this tribe? He committed genocide on the Midianites. He wiped them out. I say, damn, man, this man Moses, man, do y'all? This is, man. If you really got off into this book, you will see, man, that this is a very, 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 very wicked book when it comes to a lot of things that God commands His so-called people to do. To wipe out whole nations and shit. But we're gonna touch on this even more so because you thinking that these is Ethiopians and Egyptians. All of them other if you don't know the genealogy of the book, you see, if you don't know the genealogy of the book, the majority of the highlights in the Bible is about African people, not the Israelites. They too busy trying to steal the legacy of the Africans, to steal the legacy of the Midianites, and who. And again, Jethro gave Moses refuge when he was fleeing Egypt. He went to Midian and stayed there for 40 years, and Jethro was schooling him. He was a priest already. So he didn't studied in Egypt under the priesthood. Then he went to Midian under the Cushite priest Jethro, got school. This is what he took to write that damn book. Ain't nothing in that book original that they call the Torah. All of it is refurbished ancient Egyptian, Ethiopian spirituality. That's all it is. So when you get in here, you will see that most of the people that they curse, yes, most of the people that they curse are actually the Africans who are the divine primordials of the land, and they curse them. You understand? So they have a reason to steal the legacy, steal the land, saying God said you are no longer worthy in His sight, and God has commanded me to take your shit, take your land, kill you, and take everything that belonged to you. It belonged to me now. That's all. This was a power grab, a physical global power grab in the ancient world from these vagabonds that y'all call the Israelite vagabonds. Vagabonds. That's all they ain't never invented nothing nothing. Can they say they invented? They stole and took everything that was ever ascribed to them. I appreciate y'all, family. We just getting started. If anybody want to at any point in time, I know I'm gonna, a lot of people gonna get mad at me because y'all know y'all loves the Bible. If you ain't preaching like Reverend Ham Hawk, you know you got a problem. But I want you to get over there to Patreon. The link is right there in the top of the chat. All you have to do is just click it, get over there and become a patron and get some of that work. You need it. You want to be mighty in word and in deed. Then you get on over there and you become a patron. I appreciate y'all, family. I'm coming right back. Don't you miss it. I got a line up and we're gonna keep rolling. You feel me? See y'all in a minute. Black Pop. Mm.